millions of people have stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage, chasing a dream that could change their lives forever. We've laughed, cried, and cheered as ordinary people created unforgettable moments. But behind the lights and the standing ovations, some of those bright stars went silent too soon. Their voices still echo in our hearts, not because of how they left, but because of what they left behind. These are 10 beloved America's Got Talent stars who tragically passed away, and the legacies they left for millions around the world. Brandon Rogers wasn't just a contestant. He was the kind of person who made the world feel lighter just by being in it. By day, he was a family doctor, caring for patients with warmth and empathy. By night, he sang with the kind of voice that made people stop what they were doing and listen. His story began when he was just 6 years old. After witnessing doctors rush to help his injured mother, he made a promise to himself. He would become the kind of doctor who truly cares. And he did. But music was always a part of his soul. One day he recorded himself singing On Bended Knee by Boys II Men and uploaded it online. The video spread everywhere, eventually catching the attention of AGT producers. In 2017, he stepped onto that stage and sang Ribbon in the Sky by Stevie Wonder. When he finished, the entire audience rose to their feet. The judges all said yes. His future looked brighter than ever. But just weeks before his audition aired, news broke that Brandon had tragically passed away. His hospital later built a training center in his name, a lasting tribute to his kindness. Brandon Rogers reminded the world that you don't have to choose between being talented and being good. He was both. But the next star's story would prove that even when life seems impossible, some people find a way to turn pain into purpose. If you've ever watched her audition, you probably still remember the silence in that room. Jane Marchevsky, known to the world as Nightbird, walked onto the stage with a frail frame and a glowing smile. She told the judges she was fighting cancer, but that she wasn't letting it define her. Then she sang her original song, It's Okay. Her voice was soft, cracked with emotion, but filled with something rare, hope. Even Simon Cowell, known for being tough, was moved to tears. He hit the golden buzzer, sending her straight to the live shows. In that moment, Jane became more than a contestant. She became a symbol of strength. But behind the scenes, her battle continued. Despite her illness, she stayed positive, often reminding fans, you can't wait until life isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy. In 2022, after years of fighting, Jane passed away at the age of 31. Her message continues to inspire millions around the world, proof that even in pain, beauty can exist. But for the next contestant, the pain came from somewhere much deeper and far harder to escape. When Nolan Neal walked onto the AGT stage in 2020, his smile couldn't hide the weight he carried inside. Born and raised in Nashville, he grew up surrounded by music, but also heartbreak. He lost his father early in life, a loss that would haunt him for decades. As Nolan grew older, he poured every ounce of his pain into his songs. But fame came with its own demons. He struggled with addiction for years, trying again and again to find peace. But every time he fell, he got back up, stronger than before. During his AGT audition, he performed his original song, Lost, written after finding sobriety again. His voice trembled with emotion as he sang, and by the end, the audience was in tears. The judges gave him 4 yeses. For a moment, it seemed like the healing had begun. But behind the smiles and social media posts, Nolan continued to fight battles no one could see. In 2022, news broke that he had passed away unexpectedly at just 41 years old. Simon Cowell later said his passing was heartbreaking. Nolan's story is a reminder that sometimes, the people who lift others up are the ones who need saving the most. And while his journey ended, the next one never truly began, because she was just getting started when her light went out. At just 14 years old, Skillier Hicks walked onto the AGT stage with a guitar almost bigger than she was. She told the judges she had written a song for her dad, who had recently passed away. The moment she began singing, the room went silent. Her voice was soft, trembling, yet full of love. It wasn't just a performance. It was a conversation with someone she missed deeply. The judges were moved to tears. She got 4 yeses, and the world saw her as a rising star. But behind the scenes, Skillier struggled with her mental health. Fame came quickly, and the pressure of growing up in the public eye only made it harder. Years later, reports claimed she passed away unexpectedly at just 23 years old. Her fans mourned not only her talent, but the story that could have been. Skillier Hicks showed us that even the smallest voices can carry the loudest hearts. But the next name on this list proved that sometimes even the brightest smiles can hide silent battles. Emily Gold was just 17 years old, a high school senior, captain of her dance team, and the kind of person who made everyone around her feel like they mattered. When her team got the chance to audition for America's Got Talent, it was her dream come true. She danced with pure joy, moving like someone who was born for the stage. But behind her confident smile, Emily was struggling. The pressure to stay perfect, to balance school, dance, and life, became overwhelming. In September 2024, news broke that Emily had tragically passed away. Her friends and family were left heartbroken, unable to believe the girl who lifted everyone else could be gone. Today, her teammates continue performing in her honor, carrying her memory through every routine. Emily's story reminds us that even the most joyful faces can hide deep pain, and that kindness matters more than we'll ever realize. But not every story on this list ends in sadness. The next man's voice still gives people hope every single day. Neely Boyd was the definition of the American dream. A small-town insurance salesman with a big voice, he stunned the judges in 2008 and went on to win Season 3 of America's Got Talent. His opera performances brought people to tears, and his humility made fans love him even more. After winning, Neil released albums, performed for presidents, and used his success to help others in his community. In 2018, Neil passed away unexpectedly due to health complications. He was just 42. But his music continues to inspire, proof that passion and hard work can take anyone from a small-town stage to the world spotlight. And while Neil's voice reached presidents, the next singer's voice reached millions online, and then went silent without warning. Zuri Craig first captured hearts as one half of the Craig Lewis Band on Season 10 of AGT. Together with his singing partner, Jeffrey Lewis, he blended soul and gospel with powerhouse vocals that gave everyone chills. They made it all the way to the finals, performing songs that left the judges speechless. Zuri had a charisma that filled every room he walked into. After the show, he continued performing, producing, and working on stage plays that celebrated Black culture and community. But in October 2022, reports confirmed that Zuri had passed away unexpectedly at just 44 years old. Fans and fellow artists poured out tributes, calling him a true gentleman of soul. Zuri's legacy lives on through the music he shared and the people he uplifted. And speaking of uplifting, our next story is about a man who proved that it's never too late to be seen. For more than 2 decades, Richard Goodall worked as a school janitor in Indiana. Every day, he greeted students with a smile and a song. But everything changed when someone recorded him singing "Don't Stop Believin'" at a school event. The video went viral, millions of views, and even a repost from Steve Perry himself. With encouragement from his students and online fans, Richard auditioned for America's Got Talent in 2024. When he began to sing, the entire room froze. His voice was rich, soulful, and full of heart. Heidi Klum hit the golden buzzer, and in that moment, Richard wasn't just a janitor, he was an inspiration. Richard reminded everyone watching that dreams don't expire with age, and that kindness is its own kind of talent. And while Richard's story brought joy, the next one brings us back to a different kind of strength. A teenage girl who transformed shyness into electricity. Courtney Hadwin was just 13 when she auditioned for America's Got Talent in 2018. Nervous and soft-spoken, she barely said a word to the judges. Then the music started. Within seconds, the shy girl turned into a rock star, dancing, shouting, and singing like Janis Joplin reborn. Howie Mandel smashed the golden buzzer, and Courtney instantly became a viral sensation. Her performances racked up millions of views. People called her the future of rock. But fame came with pressure. Courtney later opened up about being bullied and misunderstood at school. Still, she refused to hide. She embraced her individuality and kept performing, proving that confidence isn't about being loud, it's about being real. Courtney continues to make music today, showing that the spirit of AGT isn't just about winning, it's about transformation. And finally, our last story is one that shook music fans around the world. A life that ended far too soon but left behind a timeless message. Before The Voice made her a household name, Christina Grimmie shared a fan base with America's Got Talent viewers, performing on similar stages and inspiring the same global audience. She was known for her angelic voice, her kindness, and her deep faith. Christina started by uploading covers to YouTube, quickly growing a massive following. Her fans didn't just love her music, they loved her. In 2016, at just 22, Christina was tragically taken from the world after a show in Florida. Her passing broke hearts across the music industry, but her message of love and positivity remains. To this day, her foundation continues to support victims of violence and spread the same compassion she showed every day. Christina Grimmie proves that fame fades, but love doesn't. Each of these artists walked onto the AGT stage with a dream, and in their own way, they changed the world. Their stories remind us that talent isn't just about being seen, it's about leaving something behind that lasts. From Brandon's kindness to Nightbird's courage, from Nolan's honesty to Emily's joy, each one gave a piece of their heart to the world. So as you remember these names, take a moment to celebrate the light they shared. Because even though their songs have ended, their echoes will never fade. Which story touched you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more powerful stories of real people who made the world feel something real.